For some of us, it's very normal to not feel connected to Jesus. But I think what in Revelation Jesus is saying here is he's saying, listen, that's not normal. And you should desire him first above all else. We were talking earlier about our cell phones. And so we were talking about how if you were to go into your FaceTime, or I don't know what Android has or something like that, like some kind of report, and it shows you how much time you spend on your phone. Screen time, that's what it is. FaceTime, screen time, whatever. Screen time report tells you how much time you spend on your phone. It also tells you how many times you picked up your phone. You guys know that? You've seen that before? You can open it, it says pickups. Yeah, I dare you to go tonight. How many times you picked up your phone? And we were talking about that impulse, that desire. Anybody feel a little bit guilty about how much they like to be on their phone? I have one girl over there, she turned her head, she didn't want to look. Anybody feel a little bit guilty? Like you're like, I might have, if I'm honest with myself and I'm in my room and I'm not going to tell anybody else, but I'm going to be honest with myself and be honest in the moment when nobody finds out, I think I might like my phone a lot. I think I like to be on my phone a lot. And the impulse I had is, what if we desired Jesus more than we desired our phone? I know, groundbreaking. What if, anybody ever been in love? Anybody been in love? Raise your hand. In love? You got a foot raised? Yeah. Anybody been in love before? No? I thought I was in love when I was in junior high. I thought it was love. I don't know what it was. But I remember writing songs and thinking about this girl that I liked. And then when I was in college, Stephanie messed me up. She messed my schedule up. She messed my thinking up, my time up. When we first became friends, she said she met me first. I don't remember ever meeting her the first time, but I remember the second time. If I remember, and you'll never take that away from me. I remember that forever. And I remember then a few months later, we get connected and we start talking. And I was like, this girl is the best girl I've ever met before in my entire life. And I'm like really, really, really interested in her. And you know what she does? She ignores me for a year. A year. Basically gives me no time. We're never together alone. I wanted to hang out with her. I tried to take piano lessons. You know Stephanie? Ever met Stephanie before? She's on the piano over here. I tried to take piano lessons. You know what she does? Because I was sitting in this class. So I was in college. We met in college. I'm sitting in this music class, and I really genuinely wanted to learn piano. This is a genuine learn. I want to learn it. And I'm sitting there playing, and I'm like, Stephanie plays piano. I don't need this class. I'll just ask her to teach me. And then we can go hang out, after, and we're just going to become friends, and we can have some alone time together. So I had this whole plan. I see her in the cafeteria one day. I was like, hey, would you be willing, because I think I knew she taught lessons, would you be willing to teach me? And she's like, kind of looks at me funny. And then I think eventually she's like, yeah, sure. So I'm all excited. We set up a time, probably the next week. We set up a time. I go up from my dorm room. I walk down towards the practice rooms. She's walking towards the practice rooms, and all of a sudden, I see her best friend with her. I'm like, why is the best friend coming? I thought maybe she's just saying hi. We're all walking towards the practice rooms together. We get in the practice room. I sit down on the piano, Stephanie sits down on the chair, and her friend sits down behind us. We're supposed to be together. This is my opportunity to connect with her one-on-one. She won't give me the time of day. This is it. This is my moment. And her friend sits down behind us. And I was like, oh, Fiona, her name is Fiona. I was like, you just hanging out? She's like, oh, no, I'm here for accountability. Because Stephanie didn't want to be alone in the room with me. No, it was good. It was good. She ignored me for a year. And I remember so many times that I was like telling my roommate how much I liked her. Like, you ever write in a book and you're just writing in your diary and you're just writing about your heart and your feelings and all these things? Like, I was genuinely having this this desire to be with her. Like, I wanted to be with her so bad. I wasn't the creepy guy. I didn't like follow her around or anything like that. But I was like enamored with her. And my sense is that is the type of love that we are supposed to have with Jesus. That when we go too long in the day and we haven't been able to spend time with him, we haven't been able to take a minute and talk to him, that our hearts begin to feel weird. For some of us, it's very normal to not feel connected to Jesus. But I think what in Revelation Jesus is saying here is he's saying, listen, that's not normal. Being disconnected to Jesus and longing for him and desiring him should be abnormal to you. And you should desire him first above all else. And so it's not that complicated. I think right now in this season, there's an opportunity for God to plant a seed of love in our hearts. The scripture says we love him because he first loved us. When you are sensing a pulling and a longing for him, a drawing in from his spirit, it's because he is pursuing you. You think it's just you. It's not just you. I can tell you right now, it's not just you. It is him calling you, drawing you into himself. And he's wanting that right now. So if you have, and so my encouragement is, find time. First thing in the morning. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours. First thing in the morning this week, when you first wake up, get out of your little bed, rub your eyes, get the sleep out, get down in a chair or on your floor or the foot of your bed, or if you have a million people in your room, go into the bathroom and lock the door and make time, at least 5 minutes to be with him. And I promise you, if you consistently do that, he's going to meet you. He's going to encounter you. The other thing is your cell phone. You need to get a handle of that. You need to get a handle on your cell phone usage. I can feel when my heart begins to drift and gets full of all these things. There's a guy named Smith Wigglesworth, crazy dude, did amazing things for God. But he said, worldliness, you ever heard that term before? Worldliness. So in the scripture, there's like, there's the kingdom, there's godliness, and then there's like worldliness, right? So worldliness is the things that aren't necessarily bad, but are consuming of the world. And he says, worldliness is anything that cools my affection for Jesus. Anything that cools, that lowers, that puts ice in my hot coffee of Jesus' heart. That's weird. I don't know what that means. So in this season, we got to watch our phones, because he's going to try to talk to us, and he's going to try to encounter you, and he's going to try to meet with you. But if you're so busy thinking about all these other things, his love, his desire for you will not come through. So my challenge for you is look at how many times you pick up your phone and then make a goal to half that. So if you're in the 50s, why don't you look at it now? If you go to screen time, just do it. If you got it, go to your screen time report. I don't want to know. There's no judgment right here. I'm not trying to figure out how much you on your phone. Look at your phone right now. Look at your screen time, how much time you're spending. And then,
So, you talking about settings?
yeah, it's like settings, general. I don't know what it is on Android. Is that Android?
Yeah. I've done it, so.
I don't know what it is on Android, but there's probably something similar. I just know Apple's. If you go, it has a screen time report. Oh, did you not turn on screen time?
Oh.
I think you had to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have to turn it on.
Okay.
Turn it on so you can get a baseline. Figure out how much you're on your screen.
Storage?
We can look at it after. And be intentional. What's realistic? Is anybody brave enough to say how many times they pick up their phone in a day on average?
260.
Ooh, that's a few times.
That's a D.
That's a day. 216 a day on average. That's a lot of times.
Wait, a day? I thought you said collective.
No.
So in one day, that's
All right, no judgment. No judgment here. What I'm saying is be intentional about halving your pickups. And then when you feel that desire, every other time, ask Jesus, give me love for you, instead of trying to pick up your phone.
That's good.
Give me love for you. Make me want you more. And you're like, Jesus? And you're like shaking because you're addicted to your phone and you want to pick it up and unlock it. And you're trying to unlock it, but your hands are shaking because you haven't looked at it in a while. And you're like, Jesus, make me want you more than I want my phone. Make me desire you. Help me to desire you more than I desire my phone. I'm not even getting into your total screen time for the week or for the hour on average. But on your pickups, my challenge to you this week is half it. And every time you want to pick it up and that you don't need to pick it up, you just say a little prayer to Jesus. And then who knows where that will lead you. Call on him while he is near. Literally this week, call on him as he draws near to us. Okay, let's stand up and we're going to finish. We'll get out of here.